Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayadire Nastapráyeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं चैतन्यमीश्वरम् ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणी। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जय प्रतापस्य नामिने नमः। आचार्य पदाय कृपपदाय गौर घटधामदाय नमः। Devotees, Hare Krishna, welcome. So those who possible, please keep your camera on so that let's practice to be attentive. Possible, please. Okay, so we'll read this last sloka of this chapter. Then we'll try to just to see the summary, whatever possible. Who is going to read the?
Prabhuji, me only.
Yeah, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhurloka Kalpita Padbhyam Bhuvarloka Asya Nabitaha Svarloka Kalpito Murdhana Iti Valoka Kalpana. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Others may divide the whole planetary system into three divisions, namely the lower planetary system on the legs up to the earth, the middle planetary system on the navel, and the upper planetary system, Svarloka, from the chest to the head of the Supreme Personality. Purport: the three divisions of the complete planetary systems are here mentioned. 14 are imagined by others, and that is also explained. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the second canto, fifth chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the causes of all causes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is the last verse here. So Brahmaji is explaining the 14 planetary systems, and he is connecting that to the Supreme Lord's body, Virat Rupa, and different parts of the body is connected. Some the topmost is the head, and the chest, navel, thighs, and legs. So different parts. So conclusion here, Prabhupada is saying that whatever is mentioned is connected to Krishna. Without connecting to Krishna, nothing is exist. Here also, Vishnu Thakura mentions that now the universal form is described in three parts. Bhuloka is considered with the all lower planets, whereas the and sorry, pardon Mataji, Bhuloka. Yeah, Bhuloka is a kind of a part of the lower planet system, and up there is so actually Bhuloka is the middle. So the six below and six above or total.
Bhuvarloka is the middle, no Prabhuji. Bhuvarloka is the middle.
Bhumi is middle.
Bhuvarloka is the middle.
Above the Bhuloka is Bhuvarloka. So Bhuloka is where we are there. Where we are staying is Bhuloka. Above there is a 6 and below 7, like that. Anyway, so this is the, I think tomorrow, my grace, Madhavarma Prabhu will take a session. So today we'll try to see. Is it okay, Mataji? Tomorrow Prabhu will be there?
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, he went to one important meeting. He hasn't
No
come
problem.
yet.
No problem. No problem.
So tomorrow he'll explain it seems.
Okay. So before moving to the next chapter, there are a few possible discussion we can do. If any devotees got any questions, we can discuss. And also, maybe we can do a summary of this chapter, like we what used to do earlier. Devotees can allocate few slokas and come prepared
It's
and
already
discuss.
allocated, Prabhuji.
Already done, huh?
Yes,
Wow,
Prabhuji.
super.
Allocated. For the
Okay.
because for tomorrow only, no time is very
Yeah,
short.
sure. So that way we'll have a revision also, so that and also possible we'll have some quiz. How many of you ready for a quiz? Questions based on chapter. So those who get 100% mark will get a special prize.
Poor students we are, Prabhuji.
Huh?
We'll try. Poor students, we will try, Prabhuji.
Let's see. So sometime the exam makes us study little deeper. Otherwise, we will read, but will not be focused. So let's think what kind of question can come from this chapter. So do you want objective type or essay type question?
Objective is better, no, Prabhuji.
Anyway, let's see what we can do. We'll
Objective type is better.
Yes, Prabhuji, objective is better.
so easy, yeah.
Yeah.
Not easy. At least some.
Option will get.
Uh-huh.
Options will get.
Prabhuji never said it is multiple choice, Shruti Mataji.
Anyway, let's see. I've not kind of set the question yet, so we'll see what can we do. Okay, so we'll move on to the next chapter today. And by the time tomorrow, if devotees are okay, they can come prepared and Prabhu's time, let's see.
Actually, that helps, Prabhuji. You are right. Because if you say, I ask questions or do something like that, we definitely will go back and read. And that's like, it's a real motivation, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
And this summary also, because you are telling we are going back and reading. Sometimes we will not otherwise.
True.
It helps,
Otherwise,
Prabhuji.
maybe maybe another way of doing it is that those who allocated sloka, they can kind of set the questions and send to me. Like for example, 4 sloka. From the 4 sloka, make 4 questions and send to me. I'll compile and give it to the group. So I know those 4 questions they will know the answer, but balance will get to read others. That way also we can do. So everybody gets involvement.
Yes, Prabhuji. Good idea.
That is good idea.
Good idea only.
So you know what the questions also. Of course, others can, when combined answer, we can do.
Nowadays, computer can also generate questions from.
Yeah, we should not get into that because when you set a question means I have to think, right? So then the little more deeper study will happen. Suppose if I have to write a question means I have to think. I have to give options. If suppose like Shruti Mata says objective type means you have to give options, right? So your options also should be very relevant. So last week
And
when
also we are depending upon the AI, as Mariappan Prabhuji said, but all questions which are prepared by AI also is not correct, Prabhuji. And all the answers given by AI is also not always correct. Because I have seen with my like material, there's a school thing, because they are also not. So Prabhuji will make out if it is generated by AI.
yeah, AI is like what you fed, it will give. Sometime some information is not correct. Many time I've seen like Bhagavatam, if I say that sloka number, it gives us a different sloka. It's not
And
that much
also
different.
he gives the different summary of the different canto and different shloka also, Prabhuji.
True, true. Yeah. So the conclusion is that devotee to whom is question is allocated, per sloka, one question they can set at least, or if they mod, they can from the sloka or purport, whatever it is. So objective type question should be there. One correct answer, three wrong answer, but wrong answer should be very near to the correct answer. Because otherwise, if it is totally wrong means easily they'll make out, right? It should be very close. I mean, differentiation should be they think 100 times before choosing it. That way you have to set a question. Is it okay?
Oh, yes, sure.
So when is the exam?
Maybe after the summary is finished, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. So Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever happens. Yeah. So tomorrow if Prabhu takes, and then Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, how much ever takes, then we'll do it. No problem. Okay. Let's
So
see.
the summary starts on Monday, no, Prabhuji?
Monday we'll do it.
Tomorrow, Mataji. Oh,
Tomorrow
tomorrow.
Prabhu is doing, no?
Tomorrow's
Ah,
Thursday.
tomorrow.
Friday, no.
He'll,
Yeah.
yes,
Monday,
yes,
Tuesday we'll do the
Mataji,
summary.
Yeah,
Monday.
Monday we'll do summary and Tuesday, Wednesday we'll have the quiz any day, Prabhuji. That would be better. That will give others opportunity also to understand properly
Yeah.
the shlokas allocated.
Let everybody do the summary. Then after that, whenever immediately after the finishing this one, we can do. No problem. Okay. So next sloka we can read. Purusha Sukta confirmed. Somebody can read.
Prabhuji, 6th chapter I did not allocate it.
Okay, no problem. Let somebody read and we'll move on.
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्रीमद् भागवतम 2.6.1 ब्रह्मोवाच वाचं वह्निर्मुखं क्षेत्रं छन्दसं सप्तधात्वः हव्या कव्यम् अमृतानां जीव सर्वरस्य च ट्रांसलेशन श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय Lord Brahma said, the mouth of the Virat Purusha, the universal form of the Lord, is the generating center of the voice, and the controlling deity is fire. His skin and six other layers are the generating centers of the Vedic hymns, and his tongue is the productive center of different foodstuffs and delicacies for offering to the demigods, the forefathers, and the general mass of people. Purport: the opulences of the universal form of the Lord are described herein. It is said that his mouth is the generating center of all kinds of voices, and its controlling deity is a fire demigod. And his skin and other six layers of bodily construction are the representative generating centers of the seven kinds of Vedic hymns, like the Gayatri. Gayatri is the beginning of all Vedic mantras, and it is explained in the first volume of Srimad Bhagavatam. Since the generating centers are the different parts of the universal form of the Lord. And since the form of the Lord is transcendental to the material creation, it is to be understood that the voice, the tongue, the skin, etc., suggests that the Lord in his transcendental form is not without them. The material voice or the energy of taking in footsteps is generated originally from the Lord. Such actions are but perverted reflections of the original reservoirs. The transcendental situation is not without spiritual variegatedness are fully represented in their original spiritual identity. The only difference is that material activities are contaminated by the three modes of material nature, whereas the potencies in the spiritual world are all pure because they are engaged in the unalloyed transcendental loving service of the Lord. In the spiritual world, the Lord is the sublime enjoyer of everything, and the living entities there are all engaged in His transcendental loving service without any contamination of the modes of material nature. The activities in the spiritual world are without any the activities the activities in the spiritual world are without any of the inebrities of the material world, but there is no question of impersonal voidness on the spiritual platform as suggested by the impersonalists. Devotional service is defined in the Narada Pancharatra as follows.
Pancharatra, it is.
Pancharatra as follows. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tat parvatena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 19.170. Originally, since all the senses are produced of the Lord's reservoir of senses, the sensual activities of the material world are to be purified by process of the devotional service, and thus the perfection of life can be attained simply by purifying the present position of our material activities. And the purifying process begins from the stage of being liberated from the conception of different designations. Every living entity is engaged in some sort of service, either for the self or for the family or for the society, country, etc. But unfortunately, all such services are rendered due to material attachment. The attachments of the material affinity may be simply chained to the service of the Lord. And thus, the treatment of being freed from material attachment begins automatically. The process of liberation is therefore easier through devotional service than by any other method, for in the Bhagavad Gita 12.5, it is said that one is subjected to various kinds of tribulations if one is impersonally attached. Kleshoditaras tesham avyaktasakta chetasam. Okay, Prabhuji, this is what it ends. This is a very big purport. What I understood is first is in the material world, the souls are usually contaminated because they are attached in various sensual activities and all. Whereas in the spiritual world, all the beings are uncontaminated. And also, it is also told that Krishna tells that in the Bhagavad Gita also that of the mantras, he is the Gayatri mantra. The Gayatri mantra is considered as one of the foremost of the Vedic mantras. And it is also told here that, oh yeah, this is what I understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Brahmaji is talking further. He is explaining again Virat Rupa, how the Supreme Lord is confirmed, and of course in the later talks of Purusha Sutta. So here specifically Prabhupada the purport explains 2 points here. Of course, like Mataji said, Gayatri mantra. So there are certain mantra cannot be chanted every time or every place. Like for example, Gayatri mantra. To chant Gayatri mantra, we need Guru's approval. Not that everybody can chant, and it should be private. It cannot be chanted loudly or cannot be heard by other. It should be one. Whereas the mantra given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Hare Krishna mantra, which is kind of can be chanted without any time, place, circumstances. That's the advantage of what Hare Krishna mantra given. And also like certain mantras, if you chant improperly in wrong meter, forget getting benefit, you will get a negative reaction. That should be very careful. That's the reason certain mantra cannot be chanted. But here mainly Prabhupada talks about again different bodies of Lord. His mouth is generating center for all kinds of voices. So the voice sound coming from is from Lord's mouth. So all these are connected with the Supreme Lord. See, the point is that everything originated from Krishna. Without Krishna being there, nothing is there. That is the point. So, like Brahmaji says, Anadi Radhi, he is a Anadi, he is a source of everything. So, throughout Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, we understand that. Actually, the Canto 2 of Bhagavatam, all these points are explained so that we appreciate how great is Supreme Lord. Now, if you go further, next chapter, canto on the third canto, all the stories, pastimes. But the canto 2 is more of philosophy. is more talking about what is the greatness of Lord, how the creation happens, what all things he does, how intelligent is that, all this comes so that we appreciate how great is Lord. So Prabhupada says that since the form of the Lord is transcendental to the material creation, it is to be understood that the voice, tongue, skin, etc. suggest that the Lord is transcendental form, not without them. So he is transcendental, but everything comes from him. Prabhupada also says that the only difference is that material activities are contaminated by three modes of material nature, whereas material world, mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. These are the three modes which is contaminates the material world. Whereas anything beyond that, transcendental, means which is beyond the three modes, are spiritual. Prabhupada says, in the spiritual world, the Lord is sublime enjoyer of everything, and living entities there are all engaged in transcendental loving service. So the point here is that all the living entity in Goloka Vrindavan Vaikuntha serving Krishna or Vishnu. Now we are all aspiring to go back there. Yesterday we were discussing like which aircraft will take, who will give visa, who will. So after going there, now what you have to do? Prabhupada clearly saying the transcendental loving services. That's what every jiva does there. So we have to practice here, because without here practicing, I may not be qualified to take that. So my only purpose is to get practice here. That's why Prabhupada says that ISKCON is a training center. I should get trained how to serve Supreme Lord. So to serve Supreme Lord, I have to serve others. That's the training happens here. That's why seva is given so important. Whichever the seva, which can be prasad distribution, book distribution, or whatever it is, even given opportunity, I should not miss the seva, because seva is the topmost important. Here Prabhupada talking Narada Pancharatra, Sarvopadi Vinimukta, Tat Pravartena Nirmalam, Rishikena Rishikesha, Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. Sarva Upadi. Upadi means designations. So I have my own designations. I think that I'm man, I'm husband, I'm father, I'm so and so, I'm chartered accountant, I have this one, I have that one. These are all my upadis. Or I'm a leader, all those things. Sarva Upadi Vinir Mukta. I have to come out of all these upadis. These are all temporary material upadis. Whatever connected to this body, I should give up all these upadis. And tat pravarten nirmalam. I should get purified. How? Rishikena Rishikesha. I have to serve the senses of Rishikesha. Rishikesha is Krishna. I have to serve the senses of Krishna, not my senses. That is Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. That is the topmost bhakti. Then only I can get qualified to go back home, go back to Godhead. Prabhupada says, liberated from the conception of material designations. So all these designations, today people are fighting. Somebody is fighting CM position, somebody fighting MLA position, somebody is fighting for the. I mean, it's all temporary. People don't understand how long that position will be, how long chairs will stick to that. Very, very short time. And that also, in that process, how much sin is going to get. Somebody is fighting for the chief minister of the state. The 1/6 of the every citizen's sin he gets. Understand the seriousness. If somebody really understand that, will he ever dream of it? In the dream also, he will not think about it. So how many sin is happening in the state? 1/6. And how many millions of years he has to suffer just because a few months or few years of enjoyment. So people don't understand that, because people don't read the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, because they don't know Shastra. That's why all this problem happens. Prabhupada quoting from Bhagavad Gita 12.5, it says here, translation goes like this. For those whose minds are attached to unmanifested impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. So those who are impersonalist, those who don't accept the form of the body, for them progress is so difficult. Because how do they react? Now same thing applies to us also. If you become impersonal, like for example, we are working through online Zoom. If you are becoming impersonal, like there is no personal touch, Correct, no? One way, of course, we are using technology, but cannot be too much in person. That personal touch has to be developed. At least see each other, talk each other. That's what happens. That's why Prabhupada says impersonal, very difficult. So we should be very, very careful on that. We cannot become impersonal. Now, if you go back like Prabhupada times, everybody has to come to temple. That all the classes used to happen temple. But slowly, because of time, place, circumstances, the YouTube came, all this. Now the Zoom came, and also Zoom, everything only black box only. Nobody, keeps the camera on. Nobody sees each other. I mean, no, if you see the person on the street, you will not even recognize. Maybe for years we are studying together, but we go out to the street. If the person is met, we cannot recognize because we have never seen, never spoken. So that is impersonal. That's why Prabhupada is saying impersonalist, very difficult to progress. So the personality should come when we start serving each other, start interacting. That's why there are Rupa Goswami talks about 6 type of Priti Lakshana. Priti Lakshana means exchange of love. So one is that giving gift and accepting gift. So that has to happen. Like, of course, we should learn from Sridevi Mata Janmadhavar Prabhu, how nicely they're doing.
Please, Prabhu, no, we are.
So, that is a real Priti Lakshana, like giving gift, accepting gift, and giving prasadam, taking prasadam, inviting others for prasadam at home. Nowadays, that is kind of totally eliminated. Very, very rare. People don't call even without invitation. If you come, they cannot open the door at all. They will not open the door. So actually, olden days, Atithi means one who comes without invitation is Atithi. But today, without invitation, if you go, you have to come back only. But that is the real Preeti Lakshana. And we have to go to somebody else's house. At the same time, we have to invite others. And finally, we have to open up our heart to somebody
But
else.
actually, in our Shastras, Prabhuji, Bhagavatam and all, it is told that in not only in Bhagavatam and many books, I mean, anybody, any guest, without invitation, if they come also, we have to receive them in very
Yes.
polite and very good way and treat them nicely. It is not necessary that we should inform and go. Even if they don't inform and come also, we have to nicely treat them. That is there in the scriptures, Prabhuji.
True.
But
True.
nowadays, of course, people, they don't like without informing and going means nobody likes Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Ye-
Actually said that even if an enemy comes, we should receive
yes,
him with all
Prabhuji.
respect. Forget friend or relatives. The worst of the
Even
enemy comes to your house, we should treat them in a proper respect.
proper way.
That's how. So that's the why I'm saying this. The personality, the personal touch will come with that one. Otherwise, we'll be impersonal, and slowly we are, going away from each other. We can see today there is no bondage like today, especially children. They have, can say, hard-hearted because they have no idea what is the other person going through. Forget neighbors, their own house. We are so hard-hearted because we are all with this gadgets. It's become so difficult. At least we should start doing it. So other day somebody was saying that unless we develop a community, it's not possible to, grow in spirituality. The community of devotees has to be there. Devotees has to stay together, interact together. Actually, the community means we should be one kitchen. Everybody should eat from the same kitchen. Whoever is staying there. Today in the house also, I don't know, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law is there, each one cooking separately. They will not cook together also. But there are some families, but that has to happen. So with that, we can grow nicely. Okay, I'll stop here. Devotees want to share anything, share, otherwise you can stop quickly because that already 33. Who want to share? Sridhar Mataji can start.
So all the living entities in Goloka, they're transcendental and they're in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Whereas in the material world, the living entities are engrossed with the three modes of material nature, like goodness, passion, and ignorance. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna. Shruti Mataji.
Nothing, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. So without connecting to Krishna, nothing is present. And it is very safe to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, because mantras like Gayatri Mantra, if you chant any voice or the syllable wrong, then negative also happens. This I have heard also, Prabhuji, like one person, a foreigner actually, she lost her voice suddenly. So it is like told by Jaggi Vasudev. I think everyone must be knowing him. So he gave this, incident. That lady came to ashramam to take the treatment, and he asked like whether have you chanted any mantras. Then at first she didn't remember and she said no. But later, after taking some yoga exercise, it was little better, but not totally normal. So then he asked third time, like whether you recollect any time did you chanted mantra for quite some time. Then she realized and said, yes, when I'm traveling to my office, I used to chant Gayatri Mantra. So there it lies. She chanted it wrong and she lost her voice also. So when you told that, I remembered that incident. So it is very, it's not like that you listen in a, on, any like, by listening on video, or it's not, you have to take this mantra, as you said, from Guru. Only he will be able to correct us properly. Even pranayam and all that is also very important, Prabhuji. Some people they do pranayam also wrong, which will causes very health ill effect on health. So we should be very cautious on this. But I am very grateful, like Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, very easy to chant and safe to chant. As you said, we can chant anywhere, any place. So so we have a very diamond tool with us, through which we can reach Lord Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Kanchana Mataji.
Actually, this though the form of Lord is transcendental, but everything comes from Him only. Mode of nature is contamination, but through mode of nature only we move on to the spiritual world. We get attached to devotees, their fellow devotees. We can do seva to Lord. So devotion develops that way. So we have to practice teachings and to seva sincerely to remain connected to Lord. Then upadhi means recognizing. We have to come out of upadhi, material creation. Like I'm connected to this material world. I am connected to so and so things. Like that, we have to come out of upadhi to get purify ourselves by developing devotion to Lord, do some service and qualify myself in reaching the Lord. Community of devotees, that satsang, developing some interest and doing certain things that will make us develop interest in devotion to Lord is also necessary. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna. Lakshmi Mataji. Anything on that?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Same Prabhuji, like Mataji said, all our senses should serve to Krishna. That is more important. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Maria Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Certain mantras cannot be chanted freely. Some of the mantras negatively chanted will give negative effect. Supreme Lord is the source of all mantras. Canto 2 is all philosophy of spiritual knowledge, and material activities are contaminated by three modes of nature. ISKCON is the training center by deploying in seva activities, and successful trainers are qualified for going back home, back to Godhead. I must serve for satisfaction of senses of Supreme Lord. Political leaders are having exclusive huge credit of consequences of negative and positive karmas, which will subject them in birth and death cycle. Not only that, and it may lead to a lot of hardships in their subsequent births, and personal contact is emphasized in spiritual transactions. Impersonal transactions are offensive in nature, and Aditi hosting is Preeti Lakshana. Even if enemy visit our house, perfect etiquette must be followed. Congenial community for among devotees is need of the hour for progress in spiritual practice, Prabhuji. That much I have understood. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Everyone covered everything, Prabhuji. Thank you for the class. Hare Krishna.
We'll stop here. Vanchakalpatarabhesya कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः।
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। अनंतरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की वेद भक्त वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्ण। Stop here.
प्रभु जी क्लास की जय।
So questions
Thank you,
also
Prabhuji.
please send it to me. Don't send it to the group, please send it to me. Question and answer also, please, so that I don't have to search for the answer. Okay, thank you so much.
Dandavad Pranam, Prabhuji.
Dandavad.
Dandavad.